Hi, Ashley from Somatics-Embodied Hypnotherapy, talking about the 7 rules of the mind and why they're so important to help you change the way you think so that you then can change the way you feel, which can then create better outcomes, better behaviors. So I've had a few series, so I'm trying to incorporate all in one so you can digest it. So shaping your thoughts helps you, again, feel differently so that you can have better outcomes. Every thought you have, every feeling you experience, everything that you focus on influences your life. So just think about that for a minute. Simple thoughts can change your perspective of what's going on in front of you, the storytelling, and then your relationship to yourself. So change your thoughts to change your physical, emotional state for better outcomes. So I'm going to read these because I can't remember them, right? So rule one, your mind does what it wants you think that you want. I'll say it again. Your mind does what it thinks you want it to do, okay? And that means that it acts on whatever you choose, whatever intention or instruction you give it, even the instructions in the unconscious. So making that an important part of your daily routine, changing your negative thoughts into positive ones, reframing it, right? I mentioned something comes up and then you start to go down the spiral of all of the self-hate and the self-doubt and creating lack of confidence and anxiety, and then it just builds. So when that comes in, take a pause, take a moment, assess what's really going on, stop with the storytelling, and start to say, that's actually not true. I can reframe this from the negative into the positive, all right? Rule number 2, the mind is driven to move towards pleasure and away from pain. This is where addictions come in. We're all addicted to the phone and social media, so this is a survival mechanism and explains why we seek comfort when facing emotional discomfort. So notice that in yourself, right? Oh, I don't want to do this work assignment or this thing, so I'm going to distract myself on social media. We all do it, but there you are, right? So then we procrastinate, and what builds inside of us is more of that yucky feeling, oh, my boss is going to be mad, I'm supposed to have this in, it's past the deadline, on and on and on and on. When you can change that and say, this thing I don't like, but I have to get done if I want to have a job tomorrow. So it's important. So I need to prioritize it. So prioritizing things that are important and trying to not be distracted with silly things that we do in our discomfort, right? So that rule is the mind is driven towards pleasure and away from pain. So remember that. Rule number 3. Your mind responds only to the pictures we create and the words that we speak to ourselves, right? So your imagination and language are your primary language in your subconscious mind, where we do 95% of all our thinking. 95%. 5% in the conscious, 95% in the subconscious. All right, so you're getting this, I think. Rule number 4. Your mind loves what is familiar and resists what is unfamiliar. So this is why humans have a hard time with change in any realm. So it's making the changes that you want become more familiar, right? So like an old habit that is becoming an addiction, your mind views it as unsafe. So therefore, the addiction of escapism becomes familiar, and what you want to do is say, this is a waste of time, this is a distraction, I don't want to do that. So make the positive thing, like going for a walk or reading a book or going to an event or a yoga class or going on a walk with a friend, make that more familiar and less of escapism into social media or what all the other addictions, don't need to name them, right? So making what is unfamiliar, right, that thing you really should be doing, familiar, and your brain will help you drive and be successful in that area, okay? So I'll say it again. Rule number 4, your mind loves what is familiar and resists what is unfamiliar. Okay, rule number 5. Your mind does not care if what you tell it is true or false, because the mind is a computer. It's a non-feeling part of us. It just is a checklist. It's just scanning safe, not safe, good, bad, but it doesn't discern between the truth and falsism. So understanding that, tell it the truth. Tell it what you want and reframe when it's negative, because that's not necessary. It won't actually get you the life that you want. This is all about getting you what you want in your life in a positive way. Okay, rule number 6. Your mind responds, I keep saying that. Your mind responds to repetition. So when we're saying goodbye, we usually say goodbye, and then the person you're saying goodbye to says goodbye, and then you say goodbye again. Hey, have a great one. Yeah, you too. Bye, bye. So 3 times we need to have a process so it gets integrated. So repetition. So again, I'm going to bring it back to, if you want to change something, make it familiar and repeat it, right? Start wanting to go to the gym, do it 3 times a week. Start with just half an hour and then build on that, because then it will become succinct in your routine and you will feel better about yourself and you'll start to build on that repetition. Okay, the final one. Bring, we're here. Rule number 7. You make your beliefs, you make them all up by yourself. You make your beliefs, and then your beliefs make you. So if you believe that you are not good enough, or you're not worthy of love, or never happens for me, it's not available to me, then guess what? That's how you're going to view your entire life, and your brain's going to scan it to prove to you that that's actually true. So changing your beliefs will change your emotional state, which will change your outcomes, your behaviors, and your life in general. So the rules of mind, I'll go over them very quickly one more time. Your mind does what it thinks you want it to do. So tell it exactly what you want. Tell it what you want. Your mind is driven to move towards pleasure and away from pain. Okay, so this is the addictive part. So changing the negative habit into the positive habit, make that more pleasurable, because it'll be more satisfying in the long run. Okay, your mind responds only to the pictures created in your mind and the words that you tell yourself. So tell yourself good things, create happy pictures, we'll all be in a much better space. Rule number 4, your mind loves what is familiar and resists what is unfamiliar. So make the things that you want in your life more familiar, and then that resistance to change will happen so much easier. 5, your mind does not care if you tell it a truth or a lie, so tell it some truths. Finally, you make your beliefs, so make your beliefs positive. I am good enough. I am worthy of love. Everything is available to me. All right. Thank you, and I'll see you soon. Much love.